the last 7 years, $1.1 billion spent with certified social enterprises. And this is a huge outcome. We've just ticked over that 1 billion mark. And what this ultimately means is that as social procurement grows around Australia, more impact gets created through business doing what it would do anyway. This is why we love social procurement as an activity. Everyday business has to buy goods and services, and buying it from social enterprise means you get impact in the same transaction. And this is what it looks like from a growth perspective. So as you can see, every single year, social procurement in Australia is ticking up and up and up. So in this graph, you can see in the blue is the business and government members that are joining social traders. In the red is the number of certified social enterprises. And most importantly is that trend line that sits along the top there, which is the amount that's being spent with certified social enterprises every year. So from starting back in FY18, 37 million, all the way up to the last year, which was our record-breaking year, where $257 million was spent with certified social enterprises. And you can see some of those growth numbers on the right-hand side there, 11% tick up in the number of business members, 21% increase in the number of certified social enterprises, 62% of business members are increasing their spend, so doing more year on year. And that's meaning 80% of certified social enterprises are increasing their trading revenue so that 69% can increase the amount they're spending on delivering their impact. So ultimately more impact outcomes happening as a result of social procurement activity. And what we can see in the last financial year, FY24, there's now over 20 organisations that are spending more than $1 million with certified social enterprises in that year. So here's a bit of the who's who of social procurement around Australia, which we know many people like to dive into and have a look at what others are doing. Across business and across government bodies and across projects, these are the organisations and businesses that have been with social traders for many years now and are looking at how they continually raise the bar, continually do more and continually increase their spend. So it's great to see so many of them now falling into that category of the 1 million club that is annual spend with certified social enterprises. And two particular shout outs to our top two for FY24. A big congratulations to Downer Group. They had the highest spend with certified social enterprises of any of our members, and that was $12.5 million in FY24. And we've got Sarah from Downer who's with us and is going to talk to us a little bit later on about exactly what Downer's doing, why this matters and how they're doing it. And then secondly, a shout out to John Holland Group. So they have the largest number of certified social enterprises in their supply chain. They're now working with 65 different social enterprise suppliers. So it just shows what's possible when you can start with one and then a handful, and then you can keep growing it and growing it and growing it. So big congratulations to these two that are leading the way along with the $1 million club. And ultimately, while all of this matters, this is the most important part of why we're all here, while we're all doing this work, is the impact that gets created. So when we look at that 1.1 billion that's been spent over that 7 years, that's created at a headline level 10,000 jobs and $100 million that's been put back into communities. And that's through charitable donations and also through more affordable and accessible community goods and services. And those 10,000 jobs and those outcomes, these are really great numbers and, that sounds big, that sounds nice, but at the end of the day, it all boils down to the people that sit behind these numbers. And these are some of the most disadvantaged, vulnerable people in our communities that are benefiting from this. The people that are having access to jobs are women escaping domestic violence, migrants and refugees, people with disabilities, young people struggling to find work, people that wouldn't otherwise have jobs. And it's the jobs that we're talking about here is the difference between someone having dignity and empowerment to take control of their own life or not. And that's the result of ultimately business just changing the way that it buys products and services, working with social enterprises, and then creating these incredible outcomes. So this is what I hope we can all collectively feel really proud of that's being achieved through the social procurement work happening all across Australia.